Thanks for watching. All opinions are my own and not of any employer. Let's get started.
You know, we hear about AI all the time as this incredible tool that builds, protects, and innovates. But what happens when that exact same intelligence gets turned against us? When the power to write code and craft really persuasive language is put directly in the hands of criminals? Well, that's not some far-off sci-fi scenario. It's happening right now, and it's creating a totally new, automated, and incredibly scalable landscape for digital crime. Today, we're diving deep into this new frontier of cyber threats.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we're going to unpack the core problem that makes AI such a double-edged sword. Then, we'll see how it's totally changing the economics of cybercrime. After that, we're going to get into the specifics with two powerful real-world examples of malicious AI that are out there right now. And finally, we'll try to grapple with what all this means for our digital safety.
Okay, let's kick things off with the big idea that frames this whole issue: AI's dual-use dilemma. Now, this is a concept that's usually talked about with things like nuclear physics or biotechnology, but believe me, it is now absolutely central to the conversation around artificial intelligence.
And this is it, right here. This is the heart of the problem. The very things that make AI an amazing defender, its ability to get complex language, write clean code, spot tiny patterns, those are the exact same things that make it an unbelievably powerful weapon for attackers. It is a perfect double-edged sword.
And you can see the two sides of that coin perfectly here. I mean, on one side, you've got security teams using AI to spot threats faster than any human ever could. But on the other side, criminals are using those exact same capabilities to automate phishing, generate brand new malware on the fly, and create these incredibly believable social engineering attacks, the art of tricking people into giving up their passwords or other sensitive info.
So how has this whole dual-use thing actually changed the game on the ground? Well, it's not just about the tech. It's had a huge economic impact, and it's completely reshaping the entire business of cybercrime.
This quote, man, it just nails that transformation. It used to be that launching a really sophisticated attack took deep, specialized knowledge. You had to be an expert. But now AI has flipped the script. It's not about skill anymore. It's about scale. It's about volume, automation, and just overwhelming your targets with both quantity and quality.
A 95% cost reduction. Just let that sink in for a second. The barrier to entry for launching these super sophisticated, really convincing attacks has just completely collapsed. It has never, ever been cheaper or easier for the bad guys to get in the game.
And this is the direct result of that. These malicious large language models, or LLMs, they give even low-skill attackers, what the security world calls script kiddies, access to top-tier tools. The whole attack process, which used to take days of painstaking research and coding, can now be squeezed into just a few minutes of typing prompts into an AI.
So now, let's dig into our first case study. This is a tool that perfectly captures this new crime-as-a-service model, basically turning sophisticated cyber attacks into a simple monthly subscription.
Now, let's be clear. This isn't some hidden bug or a clever little exploit. WormGPT is a commercial product. It is marketed with the explicit promise of being totally uncensored for criminal use. Its #1 selling point is that it has absolutely none of the ethical guardrails that you'd find in mainstream AI models.
And kind of chillingly, it's sold just like any other software you'd buy online. For as little as $50 a month, anyone can get their hands on these tools. This whole pricing strategy makes advanced cybercrime not just affordable, but super accessible, and it's really cementing its place in the digital black market.
And the tool itself has this weirdly sinister, almost villainous personality. It's designed to be your partner in crime, guiding you to create malicious code with this unsettling casual tone, as if it's just helping you bake a cake or something. It's really creepy.
And you can see just how powerful it is. We prompted it to create some ransomware, and bam, it instantly spits out a working script. And this isn't some amateur hour stuff. It uses AES 256 encryption, which is the same military-grade standard used to protect classified information. It even has built-in features for stealing data over the Tor network, something you usually see in professional, state-sponsored cyber attacks.
Okay, but what happens when you take away the price tag completely? Let's move on to our second case study, a tool that represents the total democratization of this threat, making it free and open for absolutely everyone.
So this really shows you the two big currents pushing this whole trend forward. While WormGPT is commercializing cybercrime, with a professional subscription service, KawaiiGPT takes a totally different path. It makes these powerful tools free and open source, basically creating a community-driven approach to building malicious AI.
And this right here is the game changer. Its accessibility is just shocking because it removes every single barrier. There's no cost, the code is just sitting on GitHub for anyone to download, and you can have it up and running in less than 5 minutes. It puts these incredibly powerful tools into literally anyone's hands.
This thing cloaks its incredibly dangerous capabilities in this weirdly cute personality, using emoticons and super casual language. And honestly, that lighthearted style almost makes its output, which is just as malicious as WormGPT's, even more disturbing.
But yeah, don't let the friendly tone fool you. It generates fully functional code for really critical attack phases. This script, for instance, automates what's called lateral movement. That's when an attacker gets inside a network and then starts hopping from one computer to another looking for more valuable stuff. This code automates a key step that lets an attacker take full remote control of a machine.
So if you look at the breakdown here, you can see where these tools are really being used. Phishing and what's called business email compromise, that's where attackers pretend to be a CEO to trick an employee into wiring money. That makes up the biggest chunk. And that makes sense, given how good AI is with language. But they're being used across the entire attack, from the initial spying all the way to writing the final ransom note.
So, tools like WormGPT and KawaiiGPT have created a brand new baseline for digital risk. This isn't some problem for tomorrow, it is a reality today, and it demands a new, coordinated response from all of us.
The big takeaway here is that accountability for this new threat doesn't just fall on one group. It's got to be a multi-pronged effort. The AI developers, they have to build safety and ethical rules into their models from day one. Governments need to step up and create clear standards for security audits and regulation. And security researchers have a huge role to play in actively taking down the business models that let these malicious tools make money.
So let's be really clear. We are way past the point of this being a theory or a proof of concept. AI-powered crime is now a real, established, and scalable industry. It has a commercial side selling crime as a service and a democratized side offering the same tools for free. The threat is here, and it is absolutely growing.
And that brings us to the final, really critical question that this technology forces all of us to ask. When the tools to cause so much digital harm are this accessible, this powerful, and this easy to use, who exactly is responsible for our safety? It's a really complex question without any easy answers, and it's one we have to start tackling now before this whole problem scales beyond our control.
Thanks for watching our content. Please like, subscribe, and share.